us. This is Melinda Schmidt Connect. We are on Work Together Wednesday where we talk about small business tips. We learn together from each other so that we can grow our business. And today my guest is Daniel McCoy from the Small Business Development Center. If you are on live, please let me know who you are, what your business is. Put in your name and your business. If you're watching on replay, let me know your name and business and put in hashtag replay. So I have an idea that you are seeing this and getting value. If you have tips to share, feel free to put them in the comments to help other people learn and grow from your experiences, because that is what we are about. So Daniel was sharing with us his background, and basically your role at the Small Business Development Center is kind of your expertise is in the area of finance. So helping people, giving advice about QuickBooks, loans, that particular aspect, correct?
Along with HR.
And HR, okay.
I am also SHRM certified. And we have 17 offices, soon to have 18 offices around the state of Georgia. And each office has 4 to 5 consultants, and we all bring different expertise. So we share, in our office, we have someone that does digital marketing. We have someone that, Andy is a retired CPA. He's big into scorecarding your business and strategic planning stuff. And as mentioned, my background is HR and finance, loan packaging, business planning. I do a lot of classes on writing a business plan or putting a business plan together. So, and if we don't have the experts in our office, we're able to go out and get an expert in the state. We've got someone down in Columbus that does cybersecurity. We've got someone in Augusta that does patent and trademarks. So and then up in Athens, where we're headquartered, we have a veterinary school, a pharmacy school, medical assistants for people, doctors starting up their practices. So we have a wide variety of tools and resources that we can reach out to. The nice thing about it is the cost is free for our business consultants, our consultants, and we offer a double money back guarantee on that.
So I should mention that really you're a function of the University of Georgia, but you're located you're located at the Kennesaw State University campus.
So it's complicated. So back in the, we'll just start out, back in the 70s when we were formed, the very first location was at UGA. The second location was at Berkeley, California. And we've grown across the country. We're now in every state. But when President Carter was elected, he loved the program so much that he took it nationwide and funded it. So we're a congressional line item on the budget. From that, the money is given to the SBA and dispersed to the various states. In Georgia's case, they found UGA was a good fiduciary for it. So they give the money to UGA. UGA has 10 UGA centers and then 7 contract centers around the state, Georgia State, Valdosta State, us, KSU. So they put a portion of the money towards that center that KSU then matches that portion. So we have additional funding as well. So we have a foundation. So we are the University of Georgia Small Business Development Center at KSU. So it's all, a tongue twister.
I love it though. I think it's so cool to see 2, universities working together to support the small business community. How awesome is that?
Exactly. So and the government has found for every $1 that they put into the SBDC, they get $5 back in return on tax increases. So that's how much of an impact we have had. And of course, this last year with we were the informational source for the PPP and the EIDL loans. So.
Right. So that's awesome. So that's primarily the free resources. What I have taken advantage of is meeting with you. And if you need business advice, you can meet monthly. I don't know if you have a limit on frequency. If somebody really needed to meet with you more often than that, I guess they could. But we've kind of done monthly or quarterly checkups, and I bounce my ideas and business situations off of you, and you've given me advice from your expertise. And also, for me, it's kind of accountability partner. Like, I told Daniel I was going to do this, and I know I have a call coming up, so I've got to put some effort, because I want to be able to say, yes, I've done what I said I was going to do. So that is completely free, just to meet with you guys and get advice, right?
Sure. Right. And I'd say probably 45 to 50% of my clients are referrals from bankers, lenders that need a loan package. And by under ethics standards in lending, they cannot prepare projections in the business plan for the client, because then they're going to tailor them to what they need. So quite often, the business owner is a great business owner of what they're doing. They have no idea on financials,
right,
on projections and writing a business plan. So that's where I'm sort of the middleman. And if it's a situation where the loan needs to be approved in 3 weeks, then we've got to, we might meet every week or maybe even a couple of times a week to get business plan and the projections worked out. So, but those are free. Now, what we typically are having the past charge for is our webinar, well, not our webinars, our in-person classes.
Right.
Just because we have to pay, we actually have to rent a room. We usually have refreshments, and quite often we have speakers that we bring in.
Mm-hmm.
This year, because of COVID, we are waiving those costs, because everything's online. And we've got a big one coming up on the 28th is Michael Cole, as in Coles College, Coles School of Business at KSU, is going to be speaking on taking on Goliath. But there's, we have a wide variety of classes coming up. So, and those are free through the end of the year. Hopes are in January, we're going to go back live, knock on the head. And, we will be again charging a small fee.
Yeah, I was going to say, even when you charge for them, they're very reasonable. You can get an hour, 2-hour seminar for $40, something like that.
Something like that. We're actually looking at offering a subscription next year. We're playing with that idea. So you could take a series of classes. So if you wanted to do a subscription to my HR classes, I'll be doing 5 or 7, and you can pay a subscription and attend as many as you want or something. So just coming up with that isn't finalized yet, but just an idea. So we're always kicking stuff back.
Awesome. What about, you were sharing with me the latest developments in the government loan situation for small business?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as everyone knows, there's an election going on. So hasn't been a lot of action on the PPP and the idle front until this week. So there has been one update, and that's the forgiveness for loans $50,000 or more on the PPP. The SBA came out with a new form. It's called the 3508S, which stands for simple, believe it or not. It is a very, very simple form. I think there's 10 blocks to fill out. It's super easy, and those are for those loans $50,000. If you got a PPP loan for $50,000 or less, right? Then you have the 3508EZ, which is for loans $150,000 or less. And if you're like a sole proprietor or an independent contractor, or you don't have a lot of employees involved, you haven't increased or decreased your full-time employees or their salaries. Okay, and then the 3508 full form. Today, as most of you probably know, the House and the White House have been in negotiations. They have come out with a Heroes Act, the Heroes Lifeline, right? They passed the Heroes Act back in March. This is the Heroes Lifeline, and it has several components together. The doing away with the penalty of having the idle advance and the PPP. Because currently, if you got the idle advance, if you didn't take a PPP, then it's your money. You don't have to do anything with it. If you did take the PPP, that idle advance comes over onto your forgiveness, and you end up with a 5-year loan or $1,000 or $2,000, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So that would be done away with. There will be a second round of PPP money through March the 21st. It's going to be, my understanding, they're going to tie it more to revenue decreases. So if your business suffered more than a 50% loss, then you would be eligible for new monies. There will be grant money set aside for certain industries, such as the restaurant and hospitality. Governments, local governments will be able to do grants again, similar to what Select Cobb is doing, what Cherokee is doing. Smyrna just announced a new grant. So a lot of very interesting parts. However, this is the House and the White House. The Senate still has to act. So,
right. Okay. So the bottom line is, if you don't have an advisor at the SBDC, you need to get one now. Because then as questions come up, you've got a relationship. You've got somebody who knows your business that can give you advice and answer questions. So whether you think you need one or not, you need one.
Certainly. And, we all, as I said, we all sort of have our specialties and our fortes. I actually work a lot with the food industry. I've been a contributing author for Restaurant Informer, which is the trade association for the state of Georgia Restaurant Association. But also manufacturing is part of my specialty as well. And guess what? Retail. Just for so long. So those are sort of where I focus a lot of, where I have a lot of my clients come from. Antonio, our newest, oldest addition. This is Antonio's third time with us. He is very involved in the Hispanic Chamber in the Hispanic community. He's a great resource and one we depend on heavily. Andy, again, as I mentioned, he likes those businesses that have been out there quite a while and plateaued maybe and looking to move up to the next level. And Drew, our supreme leader, is he's all about Google and SEOs and PPCs and all of that. So not to take any business away from you by any means. But,
no. There's plenty to go around for sure.
So we are working remotely, except for Drew. He goes in the office because that's his life. But most of us are have our little cubby hole in the house somewheres, and we can. I found I can do just as much here as I was in the office. So not more. It seems like I'm working harder. I hate it.
Well, and that is a good point, that if it's the Athens office that has expertise or, a different location that has expertise, it's easy to get online. Now everybody's familiar with how Zoom works, and to get the help that you need, you're not limited by geography and the miles in between. So I think that you guys are a fantastic resource. Like I said, I only thought call you if I needed a loan. And I didn't need a loan, so I didn't know all this was available. So I'm glad to know and spread the word that your services are available. Thank you for all that you are doing to help the small businesses in our community. And I'm going to go see if I can sign up for that webinar on the 28th.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Take it on live. So, and you can, there's several ways to contact us. Obviously, our website. You're going to share our central office. If you're familiar with KSU, we have our own internal area code. So it's 470-578. So that 578 is strictly for KSU. So, but 6450 is our general switchboard. Again, Daniel McCoy, me. So we're always taking new clients. We average somewhere, typically a typical year we'll have 100 to 125 clients a year. I hit that mark somewhere around September. 1st of September, just because of so many people with the PPP and the idle. So but we do work by appointment only, just because it's free. And to work with you. But let me know. I'm here.
Awesome.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. This is fun.
Thank you. And you will live forever on YouTube.
That's scary.
All right.
And I do have some. See you later. Thank you much.
Thanks, Daniel.